Hello, welcome to Guest in the Box. It is the 23rd of September, and today it is just me. There's no Sean here, unfortunately, today. He's been called away on some sort. He can't make it, basically. We're joined today by Jamie from the Paddock Blues Podcast, which is also featured on BBC Radio Merseyside. So, welcome, Jay. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Well, better for today, but yeah, good.
Yeah. So your podcast has been going a while, hasn't it? You've done like 130 odd episodes.
Yeah, we started it under Frank Lampard, me and Paul, and we just wanted to talk about Everton, basically, just rant and talk about Everton, and then it sort of just snowballed from there. It's a bit of therapy, and it was just obviously under Frank Lampard we needed it, but yeah, it just honestly it went from there, and it's something we love doing now. It's something we absolutely love doing together. So it is brilliant. And obviously, you say we're now part of the BBC as well, which is mad to think.
Is that saying we needed therapy under Frank Lampard? I think we need it now more than ever.
Well, yeah, if you're going to start a podcast, I'd probably do it now as well, because your numbers will fly up.
Yeah, but we've had some good news today. If you're an Everton fan, what do you make of that?
Amazing. Light at the end of the tunnel, if you like. It's just been negative thing after negative thing at the moment with Everton Football Club, so it's nice to finally turn on Sky Sports News and see something that you can get your chest out a little bit, your head high a little bit. So yeah, it was brilliant news. Let's just see if it comes happen, because I've seen Everton do this before.
Well, we've been here before, haven't we, with the 777 partners? But it's come out of nowhere, I think. They killed their interest, and then I've done a stream last week about reports saying that the Freaking Group had reignited their interest, but that's the last I heard of it. And then I got a message on my phone about 2:00 just saying, "Have you seen this?" And Everton posted that statement on all the social media. I was like, "Do it?" Just needs to be confirmed by the Premier League, the FA, and the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. So hopefully that'll go through pretty sharpish.
Yeah. It looks like it's 99% done, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it said it's been accepted, so that's half the battle. It's just waiting to be approved now from the hierarchies, should we say? But I done a stream on it earlier, and it was just saying the only no that really had to go off with from this Friedkin group was AS Roma. And since 2019 when they took over, AS Roma's stock seems to have risen. So it does look like they know what they're doing. They sacked their manager, Daniele De Rossi, in 3 games in. So if something's not working, they're very decisive as well, which obviously Ferhan Mashiri doesn't really appear to be, does he?
No, I think Sean Dyche is a very lucky man at the moment, isn't he? He might be looking over his shoulder a little bit now that these will come in, but the football, the businessmen first and foremost, which is what Everton need, it's not. We're not talking about Udinese here. We're talking about AS Roma, who are a massive football club in their own right. So
yeah,
they've got a European trophy underneath them as well. So. And he sacked Daniele De Rossi, as you say, a club legend, so they're not afraid of making big decisions, which Everton need.
Exactly. We've just had a comment in there from Paul Brown. Thoughts on what the new owners will think on Sean Dyche?
What do you think on Dyche? Then hopefully they can see what we can all see, and that he's not good enough. I'm hoping that they'll probably give him a couple of weeks, I'd imagine. Don't want to upset the apple cart too, rock the boat, if you like, straight away. I can imagine they've already got the targets in place ready, and then as soon as he gives them a reason to sack him, they will. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think they're going in there thinking, this is the man to take us forward. I definitely don't think that.
No, I completely agree with you there. Based on the last 5 games in the Premier League, let's not beat around the bush here. We were well beaten by Brighton. In my opinion, we were humiliated by Tottenham.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to go down and get a result. I wasn't expecting 4-0. And then we've lost 2-2 goal leads and 1-1 goal leads.
Yeah, listen, it's not.
Don't think like it's good enough.
No, it can happen. Listen, it's football at the end of the day, but there's just loads of stuff that he's got wrong. You can get beat by Brighton at home. You can get beat by Tottenham away, but the Bournemouth game will always stick out. His substitutions are terrible. Some of his comments as well, by the way, haven't helped him, but his engaged management. I know we'll probably speak about Leicester, but the two getting rid of losing 2-0, 2-0 wins. 2 leads is sackable in its own right. That's your job as a football manager. You get that position and you manage the game. That's what it's called football managing for. I just think he needs. For me personally, mate, he's got to go. He should have went after the Bournemouth game, but he didn't, and definitely after Villa.
But I think the Aston Villa game, I was more pissed off at the Aston Villa game than I was at the Bournemouth game, because if you're a football coach and you just let a 2-0 goal lead slip at home with 6 minutes to go, including stoppage time, you're like, right, lads, this can't happen again. It can't happen. And it's happened again in the very next league game. And I'm just like, surely he's worked on this, but he just... I think that some of his substitutions are very questionable at times as well. I think Southampton on Tuesday took better of them both to defend them.
Yeah, well, that was met with a lot of frustration from the fans. But just going back to the Aston Villa game, mate, listen, me and Paul sat in the BBC studio there and we watched it, and you're trying to be a bit diplomatic, and Calvert-Lewin scored, and we just looked at each other like, we're going to get beat here. And you can't have that. That just can't happen. As any fan base in the world, as any football club in the world, you can't go 2-0 up and think you're going to get beat, because there's something deeper inside that's got to be taken out. And it's him, in my opinion, it's his negative tactics, it's his negative probably way of thinking. Any team goes 2-0 up against Everton in the Premier League, we're sitting there thinking 5, 6, 7. And we go the opposite way. So I think that these players are very, very coachable into making them a very good football team.
So we've got a few comments in here, so we'll just quickly brush through them before we move on. So Craig CV1 says, hello Craig, how are you? We don't know yet, but do you think they will sell a naming rights to them? Absolutely. Like Jay said before, and this is just my personal opinion. The businessmen that invested in this club to get the return out of it, and that's the bottom line. So I think they will sell the naming rights to the stadium. I don't know what you think about that, Jay.
Yeah, they probably will, mate. That's City did it, didn't he? The Emirates, the Etihad. Tottenham will probably actively be looking to do it as well. And I don't care. I've got to be honest. If someone was to say it's going to be called the Freaking Arena/.com, but they're going to put £500 million in, I wouldn't care. Goodison's will always be Goodison. That's what it was. This Bramley Moore is just a big, shiny new stadium for investment and for this football club to grow.
That's it. It's all about moving forward, isn't it? Thanks for that, Craig. And Paul Brown says as well, would you like to see them clear the decks behind the scenes? No more jobs for the boys. Run it like a big business and be ruthless. Absolutely, yes. That's exactly what this football club needs. And it's exactly what I do think will happen because, as Jay's just said before, they've just sacked one of the club legends, Daniel De Rossi. You know, they don't appear to care about sentiment. They just want to get things right and get things right for the club. So I do think the Jets will be cleared. What do you think about this game?
No, definitely, mate. These aren't Evertonians. These never sat in the paddock or the Bullens for years. They're coming in to make money off Everton Football Club, and if there's someone not pulling their weight, they're gone. Which is what we need. Unfortunately, God rest his soul, Bill Kenwright's not here anymore. But he's someone that held on far too long. This freaking crew won't care if you've been a lifelong Evertonian and you've worked for the club for years. They're not bothered. They just want to see Everton going in the right direction. They want Everton. At the end of the day, they want Everton to succeed, which is on the pitch, winning trophies and playing in Europe, which we all want anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's been too long. I think the 8-year nightmare is hopefully coming to an end. So should we have a little look at some of the results from the weekend?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just share my screen and then. Any particular game should we just start the King Power and get it over with?
Which one was that? Who played at the King Power?
The King Power.
Unfortunately, yeah. Okay, mate. Yeah, we'll. I suppose we'll have to go there.
Let's. Let me just get the stats up. There you go. Okay. So. Has it come up yet? So finished 1-1. Obviously, and I scored that really great goal. In off the post, and off the near post after 12 minutes. And you just seen it coming, didn't you? You just seen it. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, you could smell it, as someone likes to say.
You knew the equaliser was coming from the way they were playing.
Yeah, they were on. Sorry,
go on.
No, I was just saying there. You just saying there. You can see it. You could see it a mile away, mate. But it's set pieces again, isn't it? We can see them from set pieces, which is it's just not good enough. And this is a manager who meant to pride himself on scoring set pieces and being able to defend them. So it's that sub there, mate, just before the goal, that Lindstrom for Jack Harrison. It's just another absolute mind-boggling substitution.
See, I thought Lindstrom was playing very well, to be honest.
He can't play well. He can't play well on the dice in the last 90 minutes. Doesn't happen.
No, exactly. But do you know what I will say? I don't say this often. It's probably the best game I've seen Ashley Young play for Everton.
Yeah,
I've said it.
Said it.
I think it's pass in to set the goal up. Oh, there's no going back now. I think the pass he sent into Mendy to set that goal up was really good. And I was like, where's this come from? But I thought, don't get me wrong, he wasn't outstanding. I just thought that's probably the best I've seen him play for Everton, which, dare I say, isn't saying a great deal. But I just thought I'd throw a bit of praise his way because he's been getting hammered lately, hasn't he? So.
Yeah.
What did you do, right?
Yeah, I did. I thought he played okay. It was nothing special. He's definitely not someone that. This is the thing with him, you're signing Ashley Young to get probably one game a year like that, maybe two possibly. Ashley Young's never going to give you 3, 4, 5 games in the Premier League at that level. He just hasn't got it in his legs, in his mind, and in anything else. Yeah, Ashley Young gives you his performance of this next 18 months, possibly. I hope I'm wrong there, by the way, and he goes on a good little run now. But yeah, he played okay. I thought it was a good ball for Ndiaye for the goal. I think he's some player, by the way. I think that Ndiaye's, you need to get him on the ball, and if Everton can work out, if it's Dyche or someone else to get this lad on the ball, he'll do wonders for Everton Football Club.
Look, while we're on the subject of Ndiaye, I need to hold my hands up here and say I was completely and utterly wrong. And if I am wrong, I will do that. It doesn't bother me. On our first stream, I pulled up in Di and Lynn's done stats from the previous clubs, and they didn't make for great reading, but this and Di seems to have hit the ground running in Everton. So I was wrong, and there you go. Can't say further than that.
No, it happens. I've been wrong many times, mate. If you're not wrong as a football fan, then you're lying. Basically, you can never sit there and go, I was wrong. Then you're lying. Everyone's been wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I wouldn't. He shocked a lot of people, I suppose.
We've just got some more comments in here from Nomad Scouser. I reckon Dyche has got till Christmas and then he's toast.
I hope not.
I hope he's still tuning in that, to be honest with you.
I hope he's got till Halloween, to be honest with
you. Paul Brown has said the game turned on its head when Harrison came on. The in-game management is awful. Again, the substitution decisions seem to be lacking.
You can't do that. You can't make them.
No one said just think the next set of owners could be going into the stadium that could lift under a new owner with the cloud lifted. Maybe, Nomads, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
John Stinchcombe. I recognise that surname. John Stinchcombe. Keane should never kick a ball for Everton again.
Yeah, we should never. We know all that. We should never ever. That's down again on Dyche though. If we can all see it, and he can't, what does that say about him?
Do you know what? It's hard for me to go in on Keane so much, just because, like, the goal he scored against Tottenham a couple of seasons ago, which helped us stay up, and more importantly, the goal he scored against Palace when we were 2-0 down. That set the ball rolling for that comeback. It's hard to be completely harsh on him, but he doesn't do himself any favours in the same sort of setup. But I don't know, but it's just like, I just feel like I've got to hold back because, he has given us important goals at important times in the past. Yeah. You just going to go in on him?
Yeah, I would. I do, mate, if I'm honest. He's not a good footballer. He's just not a good footballer, to be honest. That's not his fault. No, it's not his fault. He's still playing for Everton Football Club and picking up a wage. He's still getting picked. He's not going to turn out to Dyche and go, oh no, don't play me, play O'Brien. He's just not going to do that. So it's on Dyche to take him out the firing line. He did last season. Wasn't good enough. Made too many mistakes early on. Yerry come in for this little stint, and then Braithwaite come in.
Yeah.
And that was it then. Turn Braithwaite into an understudy for Michael Keane, so £70 million centre half.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Do you think, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, do you think he's got, like, how can I put this, like a soft spot for the players he's managed in the past? Because Keane come from Burnley, McNeil come from Burnley. Ashley Young seems to be one of his favourites because I'm just looking at it, and McNeil, he can, at times, he's got a wonderful left foot, but for me, at times, he doesn't do enough with it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair comment. To be honest.
Definitely. You see it in game, mate. You bring in the likes of Decore on, who's obviously his favourite. I thought he played quite well on Saturday, actually, by the way, Decore. But against Bournemouth, didn't need to bring him on. But he brings him on because he trusts him. Whether it's a trust thing is two different things. Jack Harrison trusts him to run up and down the line. not to take anybody on or whip a ball into the box. He just trusts them to work hard, and I think that's it. I think Ira Burnham gave an interview and said he's never had any tactical advice off Dyche, just to work hard. No, sorry, no. Just I don't care if you've got your favourite.
So far.
Yeah, you can have your favourites in the squad if they're winning your football matches and scoring winners. Njai can be a fan favourite, and his favourite because he scored 2 winners and put us, on 6 points. You can't have favourites who are playing really poorly. You just can't do it.
No,
not at this level.
No, you can't. It feels like it's a Sunday league team sometimes, and one of them's the manager's son. He's like, not dropping it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, why have they bought this O'Brien if they're not going to play him? He's 6'6", I believe. And I just think, we're not going over it again, but I just think that goal Watkins scores with Keane at the back post. I'm just wondering if O'Brien's at the back post instead of Keane, is Watkins winning that header so easily? I don't think he is.
No, he's not.
But again, someone said it there, Paul Brown, in-game management is awful. Whether he's making these decisions himself or his backroom staff or planting the seed for what changes are to be made, that's something we'll never know. But
he's
gone wrong because I think last season it wasn't that bad. I think we would have finished mid-table if we never had them punch deductions. We would have finished about 12th or 11th or something like that. So as the seasons we've had previous, that would have been an okay season, like compared to what we've been going through the past few years. But this season, it just hasn't started at all.
No, I mentioned it on the podcast about the point deductions, and obviously he's had that credit to go into this season. He's a situation manager. He manages certain situations. He's managed the 10-point deduction by winning 4 on the bounce. Yeah. He then went from December to April without a win. Everton get a 4-point deduction, a 2-point deduction. He wins 4 on the bounce. He's not a manager to take Everton Football Club forward.
No.
And unfortunately, it'll cost him his job, I think.
It's not good enough for a football club of this stature. And that's not me speaking as a Blue, that's just me speaking in general. It's not good enough for a team that's won 9 league titles, 5 FA Cups. They're the longest staying top flight club for 70, 80 years. They were one of the founders of the Football League. It's not good enough for a club of this stature to have such a poor management team. And these are just my opinions, by the way. There's no nothing slanderous going on here. I'm just voicing my opinions. Nothing else. Swiftly moving on. Do you think Jonathan Calvert-Lewin will sign a new contract now?
Do you want me to take this one?
Yes, of course.
If he's got ambition, he will. If he wants to be a part of this new project, I think he will. If Sean Dyche is to come out and be sacked, and we get a new manager in, who Jonathan Calvert-Lewin likes, he thinks, let's have a manager. I'm going to score a lot of goals in this Everton team. I don't see a reason why not. It doesn't look like he's had a big long list of people trying to sign him.
Yeah.
So I think Jonathan Calvert-Lewin
in the summer.
That was it. Yeah. And obviously in January you can sign a pre-agreement with someone, a European team or a foreign team. But there's no doubt when Calvert-Lewin's got anything about him, he'll lead Everton into the Bramley Moordach. Does he go anything to Everton Football Club? He's not an Evertonian. Paul, who we do the podcast with, we both a big fan of Donald Calvert-Lewin, but he should sign a contract. For me personally, he should sign it, and Everton should tie him down and just go, right, there's our number 9. Let's get the manager in, that'll suit him.
Yeah. To be honest, I really like Calvert-Lewin when he was under Carlo Ancelotti, because Carlo Ancelotti got the best out of him, in my opinion. He was scoring goals left, right, and centre because he was told. So I believe this is where you stay between the sticks. That's it. That's where a striker should be. But he appears to be all over the place under Sean Dyche. He's holding the ball up on the right wing and the left wing, and then there's no one in the centre for him to pass to.
No,
it feels like the team's completely just set up wrong. Paul Brown says, no coincidence that DCL looks a lot sharper with Ndiaye in the team. It's gone under the radar how well DCL is playing. I actually said that, Paul, last week on last week's live stream. I think Calvert-Lewin is doing really well at the moment. He's holding the ball up a lot better than the likes of Beto. But I will just reiterate what I've said. He's holding the ball up in the wrong positions, in my opinion. He's a striker. He's not a forward as such. He's not like a Deulofeu, who should be on the right. He's in the centre, but he's getting dragged out because there's no support for him up the pitch. I think, just mentioned him there, I think Ndiaye might be the type of player we've been missing for a long, long time. Like Gerard Deulofeu, people not scared to run at people, not scared to get it in the box. He's not looking to pass the ball back. He's looking to get everything forward, and that's the type of player we've been missing in a long, long time. Again, just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you agree with that, Jay, or
100%. Mate, you said it before. Carlo Ancelotti, that James, Richarlison, Luka, players who were getting the ball in the box and setting them up for them to just either nod them in or slide, or just, as you said, just sit there and put the ball in the back of the net, which is what we want them to do. Yeah. I think Dwight McNeil going in the 10 will help Donald Calvert-Lewin as well. As well as Ndiaye on the left. Hopefully now Lindstrom on the right, or swapping them two round. I think them 3 behind Donovan Calvert-Lewin he could benefit from that massively, because they could say, lad, listen, we'll do your running. We'll run into the channels. We'll do all that hard yards for you, as Dyche likes to say. Just make sure when we get the ball, you're in the box to head it in.
Yeah, exactly. Would you have Lindstrom in over Harrison? Would you?
To be honest, John, I'd probably have you in over Harrison. And my Alpha as well. I'd probably have him over Harrison. No, honestly, Jack Harrison. What can you say? I'm not the greatest fan of Jack Harrison. He works hard. He really does work hard. He puts a shift in, but I want to see me winger, as you just said about Deulofeu. I want to see him take someone on, get a ball in the box. Yeah.
Exactly.
A bit of magic, get us off our seats. That's what the wingers are for.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jack Harrison will last long in this team when Lindstrom comes in.
Nah, because he looks to be getting up to better fitness, Lindstrom now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks to be getting back up to speed with things. And we've got Brantwaite, who played in the 4-3 win for the under-21s. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Brantwaite and Patterson both played. So that will step up their recovery and get Keane out the team, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need at the moment, to get that solid centre-back pairing back. Right, we'll move on to some more of these games. Let's get this one out the way. I know you're probably not going to enjoy this one. I think you know what's coming, don't you?
I think I do.
Liverpool 1-3-0. They were looking not to be behind. It was only very slightly offside. The goal,
Yeah.
but there's not really much you can say about it. Liverpool took the chances, but never, and that's I think that's all you can really say about it. It was a pretty routine win for them. 3 goals in 11 minutes decided the game, and I think that's all you can really say about it. Do you know who's really surprising this season so far, though? They played yesterday. Who's been first to load?
Forest.
Nottingham Forest. I thought Forest were going to be right down the bottom end of the table, but I think they're like 5th or 6th or something like that, and they're doing very well. I don't know whether you caught this game yesterday, but
Yeah.
it was a really, really good game. I enjoyed watching it, to be honest with you. Forest went ahead, Brighton come back, and then Forest equalised. That new striker, the Paraguayan Souza, looked really sharp. But yeah, it was a game I really enjoyed watching. A game I didn't enjoy watching was the Man United one, which was 0-0 and was absolutely boring, to be honest with you.
It was.
It wasn't a great watch at all.
No.
I think Palace just nullified them, and it just they just couldn't do it. They never had the technical ability to get through them. But that was a game I really enjoyed, the Forest game, and then the other one was the Manchester City game. I thought was an absolute cracker. And I think you get some of these games sometimes, Shay, where it's like 2 going for the league, or like, people battling for Europe, or people battling relegation. And the game's just a complete letdown, and it's like, it's lethargic and it's very cagey. I don't know whether you caught this game yesterday, but
Yeah, definitely.
Really, did you watch it? Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't miss that one.
I thought it was a really good game. It lived up to the bill, and it even had a bit of drama at the end with Stones. Up 90 plus 8 minutes. One of our old boys, John Stones, forcing the ball over. I don't think Trossard should have been sent off, though, in my opinion. I think that was a bit harsh. Like,
yeah,
the
I'm
second
the other way.
yellow,
I think he should.
You thought he should have?
Yeah, it's daft, mate. You know the rules. You told them. You know what I mean? You're kicking the ball away. You've had a player there in Declan Rice who's 2 games ago, just been sent off for the
Did you
same
see
thing.
that? Yeah.
Why would you do it? You just. I know Doku doesn't really kick the ball away. He sort of knocks it back to where he thinks the free kick should be from. Trossard nearly hits me on the head with the ball. He absolutely volleys it away, and the referee if he'd volleyed it and then the referee blew the whistle, I'd understand, but he's clearly blew the whistle and he's just hit the ball away. So it's definitely a yellow card. Don't forget, he hasn't been sent off because of that. He's been sent off because he's already on a yellow card. So it is a yellow card. He's just daft enough to. Yeah, so he's just daft enough to do it while he's on a yellow card. It's just really silly, and I think in a private meeting somewhere, Arteta will probably say to him, what have you done that for? You know quite well what not to do on a football pitch.
Yeah, he's probably got a ball, and it's a rule I don't like, to be honest. But it is the rules at the end of the day, isn't it? So apparently, Paul Brown saying Rodri is out for the season. Apparently,
Wow.
Did he get injured yesterday? Did he?
Yeah, it was a bit of nothing, to be honest. It was him and Thomas Partey for the corner. It looked like Rodgers had to get in front of Partey for the corner coming in, and felt really awkward on his knee. I think he suffers from his knee as well, so you can tell straight away he'd done something bad.
Sorry, go on.
No, they'll go
I
out and
don't know.
buy. They'll just go out and buy Zubimendi, I think.
Probably just to first one pull off. That'd be great, wouldn't
it?
Yeah. John Stinchcombe. Why didn't Dyche put a kid on the bench to give him experience instead of only 8 players, including 2 goalkeepers? Any other manager would have done this. Typical Dyche.
Yeah.
Mate,
Typical
because
Dyche.
in my opinion, he hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing.
Yeah. You're right.
I don't know. I've asked this question to myself numerous times. You've got a young country kid there in Dixon who wants to get some game time, but you insist on playing James Garner at right back or Ashley Young at right back. James Garner's not a right back, and he got found out time and time again on Saturday at Leicester. Like James Garner in the centre, I like his work ethic and stuff, but he's not a right back. But you've got a right back on the bench, but you're too scared to use him because he's only a young kid. The mind boggles. It really does.
It does.
It really does. But the answer to your question is I don't know.
I don't know. I think he's. I think he's just a dinosaur, in my opinion. I'm not coming on here to absolutely rip Dyche apart, but he is. Why would you do 2 goalkeepers? Is just beyond me. I don't think there's any other Premier League team that has 2 goalkeepers. I know we're short.
I think some do it sometimes when you've got no other option. Just to fill the bench. But if there are other options there, why not use them?
Thing with me, mate, is
why you would have.
Yeah,
I don't know why you'd have more than 1 goalkeeper on.
Yeah, well, the thing with me, John, is he's let Brandtwaite and Patterson play in an under-21s game for 90 minutes. Now, and obviously, I know it's a 2 total different levels, but I'm sure 15, 20 minutes for Brandtwaite at the Leicester game is probably the equivalent of a full 90 at that level. So why not just put Brandtwaite in the team?
I think he played about 70 minutes. I'm sure he did.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, but I still just think that though, if he's got Brandtwaite in and around the squad, you're giving them players an extra bit of a lift, aren't you? You're looking, them players are looking going, our main man's nearly back at the, our best player, if you like, he's nearly back. He's on the bench. He's travelled with the squad. You're just you're giving people an extra little bit of a lift. I know people, and if he didn't even play, John, if he didn't even come on, it's still on the bench. Even as a fan base, you see Brandtwaite on the bench, you go, right,
yeah, he's on his way back. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Brandtwaite played the full 90 minutes. You're right. It was Patterson come off after an hour.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just getting him back up to fitness. I don't know. But I think you're right. He should have just lashed him on the bench, even if he had no intention of using him. Paul Brown says, who's the best centre half in the Premier League at the moment? You can't have Michael Keane, sadly.
Well,
as much as you want him, you can't have him.
I don't know then. I would probably say Gabriel for Arsenal.
I thought you were going to say Arsenal Young.
No, he said centre half, not right back. Jake O'Brien probably, but I haven't seen him. No, yeah, definitely Gabriel. I think just for his presence in his own box and in the opposition box, he terrifies in both boxes. And I think he's watching that game yesterday against City. He reads the game really well, and they were unfortunate not to come away with 3 points, but he was man of the match in that game for me, so I would say Gabriel at the moment.
I'm actually going to go for someone different, and I'm just pulling the squad up so I'll get his name right. Van der Ven, Mickey Van der Ven from Tottenham.
From Tottenham, yeah, no bad show.
I think he's a great centre back. He's got bundles of pace. And he doesn't seem to make many mistakes from what I've seen from him. But Gabriel, I think Gabriel has come on because I was watching this thing today actually from Micah Richards and Roy Keane having an argument just on like a little Facebook reel or something. And Micah Richards was saying, when Gabriel first started for Arsenal, he didn't seem to be the complete package, but now it seems to have come on like in leaps and bounds. And he is like the centre back you see before you today.
Yeah, definitely.
And just glad none of us said Van Dijk.
Definitely not.
John is saying, will Everton get a win this season?
Yes. Of course they will.
Yes. We already have
Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
But seriously, I think it's just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek question that. But one positive thing is we're not bottom of the league anymore. We're 19th, so.
Well, there you go. I think that if that was from a Red, I think he's probably still fuming about losing the league, isn't he?
Yeah. Or getting beat by Palace last week or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Will you stay up? We always seem to find a way. I don't think it's in this club's DNA to go down.
I don't think we'll go. I don't think we'll go down now.
I was actually going to say this before when you were saying about when you got the points deductions and when a game of 4 runs. It seems when Everton have got the backs to the wall and they need that result, they seem to just pull it out from nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it's always been. Even if you go back 20, 30 years, Wimbledon, 1994, or 95, whenever it was, the Mike Walker days in the late 90s, for people that aren't as old as myself, they were worse than they are now, put it that way. The last day survivals. So I do think we will stay up. You're not a Liverpool fan, John, I do apologise.
That's good. Good.
It sounded like that was a Liverpool fan question, to be honest. But I think we will be okay. Because I do think the team isn't performing badly. We're creating chances, we're scoring goals. It's poor management. There's nothing else you can say. Players, the players have got to take some sort of accountability. But if you look at that Bournemouth game, and I've been over this a million times with people, if you look at that Bournemouth game, till he takes Ndiaye off, Bournemouth haven't got a sniff. He had a great balance. Ndiaye was coming back to help Mikalenko when he was getting doubled on. Everything was fine. He takes them off. He brings Decore on, who's not a left winger by any means, and everything goes shit. That's what it is.
That's Sean Dyche for you, mate.
I do think. When's your next visit to the stadium? I've been watching this since it first started. John, the drone videos are coming back. I was hoping to get out today and yesterday, but it's been absolutely batting it down with rain the past 2 days. So I haven't been able to get out, but I will be getting out as soon as physically possible today, tomorrow. Well, it won't be today, but tomorrow or Wednesday would be ideal, hopefully. So, yeah. So when's your next podcast out, Jay?
Yeah, so it'll be this week. It'll be a reaction to the Leicester game. Obviously, a reaction to the Freaking Group, basically by an Everton Football Club, hopefully. Yeah. And then we'll preview the Crystal Palace games. We'll maybe get a couple of shows out this week. Obviously, you can find us everywhere, really, mate. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're on Instagram, Twitter. Or X, sorry. Every wherever you get your podcast from, we're on there. Sports social media, we're on there as well. So, yeah, this week will be definitely our next one. A lot to talk about at Everton, like there always is.
I'm trying to find the one I used to do it, but I can't find it. It's the box I use. That seems to be a good one.
Which one, sorry?
It's not good if it's like, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, you can also follow the boys on Instagram. The Instagram handles spin scrolling across your screen for most of the stream the show. Uh, Thoughts on Gareth? So Paul Vance just put in thoughts on the Gareth Southgate to Everton rumours. God help us.
Yeah.
Is it God? Is it God help us? You know, he's got it. He's got it. Major European finals. No other England manager apart from the guy in the 1960s can say that.
I'm not sure, John. I think the players got him to the European Cup, the European final, the Euros final. I don't think he's had a world class squad at his disposal there. I know obviously you've got to get the final, but Bellingham's overhead kick. Ollie Watkins scored in the last minute against Denmark. Holland, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think Gareth Southgate's the man for Everton, and God help us, I think it would be right.
Just out of interest, if you had a choice, would you stick with Dyche or would you get Southgate in if they're the only two options?
Oh, wow.
Or would you go and try to do it yourself?
Yeah, I'm good on Football Manager. That is a question. I would have to. It's hard. I'd have to say probably just keep Dyche, just purely for the fact that he will know the players, and he'll know how they work and how to sort of what pushes their buttons. I don't think Gareth Southgate. He might get the initial bounce, but I don't think he'll get. And I don't think he'll get any more out of these players than Dyche will.
Finally, Paul Brown has just typed in Moyes.
Definitely.
It's a rumour that doesn't seem to be going away. And I don't know whether it's just being kept alive by Everton fans, but it just doesn't seem to be, does it?
No, he'll know the football club. He knows us. He knows Goodison Park. He knows how to squeeze the life out of Goodison Park, which is what we need. Yeah. We seem to forget this is our last ever season, and it doesn't feel like it. Paul did say this on the radio, and it sort of resonated through. We're just sort of plodding along where we don't want to get to the end of the season and go, we didn't even get to enjoy that. Where I think David Moyes will. Listen, we're not going to go away to the top 6 and win with David Moyes, but we're not going to win under him, under Dyche. So he'd come in. I think he'd definitely get the best out of these players. So yeah, for me right now, I would take David Moyes.
Yeah, well, I think everyone would take David Moyes at the moment, or at least 95% of the fan base. Paul's just put in as well. Rumours Potter has thrown his name in the hat as well. I'm guessing you mean Graham Potter there, Paul.
I think we need Harry Potter, mate, to be honest.
He'd probably do a better job at the moment.
Yeah.
See, the problem with that, he's done well at Brighton, but then he's gone to Chelsea and didn't really work out for him, did it?
No, it's a hard job, that Chelsea job, though, John. He's had about 1,000 players brought through the door, and he's got to pick.
Yeah, that's true.
The best out of them, and probably I'd say 80% of them weren't his players, didn't want them.
Yeah, that's true.
Pochettino went after him and failed as well. So
he's done really well at Brighton, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe that is an option.
I'd be going to town if Graham
Potter did have a choice. If you did have a choice, who would you go for?
Out of them two?
No, just like if you had a choice of it and a manager available or whatever, who would you?
For me personally, I said this to Paul, who did the podcast with, and I'll die this on this hill. Everton, these players are good enough to be coached into an attacking team and have a winning mentality. You can see it. You can. Burnham, all these players, they want to play with the ball. So for me personally, I would try my best to get Graham Potter.
Well, John Stinchcombe has basically just mirrored what you said. Forward-thinking young manager like Potter. Maybe we do. We need something just to break that mold, because we seem to be getting these defensive-minded managers in, like your Sean Dyches, your David Moyes, Sam Allardyce. Always wanted not to concede before he scored. He always made sure the team didn't concede before, concentrating on the attacks, and he admitted that, like in interviews and stuff like that. So maybe that is the way forward for the young, forward-thinking manager. So what we do with all our guests, Jay, is we're gonna make a little table of this, and then we're gonna average it out, and we're gonna show it around March or April.
Okay.
Who do you think's gonna finish in top 4?
In order or just top 4?
You can do it like 1 to 4 or 4 to 1, whichever way you want to do it.
I'll go City, Arsenal, them lot, and I'd add 4th one now. I would throw Aston Villa in there as well.
Okay.
I just think they'll go out the Champions League quite early, and or Tottenham maybe. Yeah, I can see Tottenham getting in there, but I'll stick with Villa.
Okay. So, what about your bottom 3?
Southampton, Leicester City, and Wolves.
You think Ipswich will stay up, do you?
I just think it could be any of them. It could
I do.
Between Ipswich.
I do. I think they're gonna do it.
They just seem to be grinding results out, weirdly enough. They scored in the 95th minute against Southampton. They drew away to Brighton. I know Paul will be made up with that one. They keep grinding these mad results out. I know they went out. They were winning 1-0 at the Etihad. Obviously, they got pasted, but I think everyone will there. I think they'll shock a few teams. I think they will shock a few teams. It wouldn't surprise me if they went down. I wouldn't be sat here going, "Oh, I can't believe they've gone down." But I just think Wolves, I've watched them a few times, and they missed that Pedro Neto massively. They do just look like they're missing that link, and they might get it in January. It's a hard bottom 3, but I would say Wolves at the moment.
They're missing Neves as well, Wolves, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
They've let a few good quality players go. It's showing for them, isn't it?
Max Kilman went to West Ham, didn't he? And he was their captain as well. And I don't think they've ever replaced him as well. So it's hard, isn't it? It is hard to lose them big players and not replace them and survive, basically.
Well, we should know that firsthand, shouldn't we? We should know that firsthand. We've lost Lukaku, James Rodriguez. Who's replaced them?
Stones, yeah.
Have we ever had a replacement for Lukaku? I don't think we have, to be honest. We've never replaced him. We could go on all night here, couldn't we? We could. So, if you want to follow the Instagram, Paddock Blues is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you are looking for their podcast, there's the logo you need to be looking out for. What day do you usually come out your podcast, Jay?
They're usually a Thursday night, mate.
Usually a Thursday, okay.
Yeah, for the preview of the Saturday, but obviously if something like the freaking group now is broke, there'll be one tomorrow night as well.
So you're just going to do a little extra one?
Yeah, so when news breaks.
Yeah, so give them a little follow on Instagram, and you can catch their podcast there. Jay, thanks very much for joining us, taking time out of your evening to be with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's really nice to see you sober.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Take care, mate. See you soon.
See you later. Thanks, mate.
See you later, mate.